Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. I am live, and it has been so long since I've been live. I don't even know. Do you recognize me? I don't know. I don't even recognize myself right now. All right. So, my name is Patricia Romero Wilson, and I'm a life strategist and energy practitioner who helps people simplify transformation through the Me First method, which I developed over the last 12 years. I teach this method to my clients and use it personally to navigate my life after losing my husband to cancer, boo, and while parenting three teenage boys, yay, and going through perimenopause. Well, that is yet to be determined on how I feel about that, but that's just life. So if you're here, please join me and say hi. Let me know that you're here. I'm pulling cards today for the collective because there is some heavy, heavy stuff going on right now. We are all feeling it. Everybody that I have spoken to, um, let's just say that whatever you're going through right now, it probably sucks. The dominant energy surrounding the end of 2024 is one that's really preparing us for a complete and total shift in the coming year. So, your goal and my goal for the rest of this year and into the beginning of next year is to reflect, release, and renew. Okay, this is all about we need to start again, right? And this is you know, I don't think I'm pulling tarot cards today. I'm going to be pulling cards from the Enchanted Map today, which is my favorite oracle deck, especially because we're talking about planning for the future. So I think this is important. This deck is by Colette Baird. But if you're familiar with the tarot, in tarot, there's the Tower. And the Tower card is all about transformation. And it's one of the cards that people get all freaked out about because it talks about basically your foundation crumbling and kind of starting again. The Tower card will come up in things like, such as people going through, really big health challenges, divorce, and not just bad things, also good things, like really transformational things in a good way, right? Um, Loss of job or a brand new job, anything like that. And I think that as a collective, we've all been experiencing our own individual tower moments, along with, of course, and that's kind of obvious, the collective tower moments of all the things happening on a global scale, on an earthly scale, on a mental, spiritual scale, pretty much on any way you look at it. And so, what that means is because we are in such a transformational time, when we are going through transitions like this in life, whether it's personal or whether it's on a much bigger scale, it is an opportunity for us to really take a look at what's happening and reflecting on sort of all the pieces of the puzzle, and then deciding how you want to move forward, to create sort of a new energy, or in our case, a new world, or for you personally, like what is your new foundation, right? And of course, this is the energy that happens at this time of year, usually anyway, because we're getting to the end of the year, the new year starting, and we start to reflect. But this year specifically, or at this time specifically, not that it hasn't happened in other years, but at this time specifically, it is really asking us to reflect on not just what has happened over the last year, last couple of years, but really look over and reflect on what's happened over your lifetime, right? What has happened to bring you to where you are today? What are some of the important events and experiences that you've had in your life that have brought you to where you are right now? And the reason that's important is because, it's easy for us to talk about the bad experiences and the traumas that have led to us, like, having money blocks or relationship blocks, or, that we just keep sort of going around in circles and hitting the same spot over and over again. And it's really frustrating. And when we look back, it's like easy to think, oh, this is coming from my parents, relationship with money. This is coming from society's, way that they have viewed women and structures and all those things. And all of those things are a factor, and all of those things play a part, of course. But we don't have control over everything that happens in our external world. The only thing that we have control over, the only thing you have control over, and I have control over individually, is what happens in our internal world. And that's the thing that I want to help you focus on. Not just today, not just this year, but I want to make this channel something that is going to consistently remind you for you to get back to your foundation. What is the foundation that you are building for yourself, despite all of the circumstances, good and bad, that have brought you to where you are today? What parts of you, what parts of your journey do you want to keep with you and hold on to and keep as a part of your journey from now until forever? And what parts do you need to release and let go of, right? What parts no longer serve your highest good? What limiting beliefs do you need to let go of? So, I talk about in the description a little bit more, if you really take time to review your childhood and your adolescence, the choices you've made and the career you've chosen, like really, really reflecting on the journey you've been on as an impartial observer. I really hope that you're impressed with yourself, that you've made it, that you've survived with strength and resilience. I hope that's how you look at your lifetime when you reflect. And I hope that you will see how capable and powerful you are, and that you'll take a moment to honor how far you've come, regardless of whether or not you're happy with where you are. Because, as I said in the beginning of this message, I don't think very many people are very happy with where they are right now. I think we are really experiencing incredibly tumultuous times, as I said, personally and on a grander scale. And now's the time that we need to really pay attention to ourselves, to our needs, and to our foundation, because that is what's going to create the foundation for humanity from here on in, right? Each one of us contribute, right? Each one of us have to, and I've made this comment before, sort of clean our side of the street, right? Like you have to take care of your shit first. And then you can step in and support someone else or help someone else. But you managing yourself and your needs and your emotions and making sure that you are shining your light as brightly as you can is loving and supporting yourself and those around you. And that will extend to your family, to your community. And if each one of us is diligently working at shining our light and making sure that we are allowing for others to shine their light, we're going to find a happy medium of how to get through the really tough times with some love and compassion and a little grace sprinkled in. Okay, so the first thing, as I said, you have to reflect. And then the next thing is you need to release, right? So once you've reflected on your life and kind of taken a look at, all the ways that you've become who you are right now, then take note of the people and experiences and the stories that have impacted you in a positive way. And, as I said, whether or not you've struggled, embrace those challenges and then release any and all energy that no longer serves your highest good and your personal evolution. Right? Make a conscious choice to practice redirecting your energy away from anything that does not serve your highest purpose, anything that costs your mental, physical, or spiritual health, anything that does not resonate with you anymore. Now, that does not mean avoiding, denying, not getting into discussions that you're uncomfortable with. What it means is to become in true alignment and in integrity with the person that you are and the person that you want to become. So that may mean you becoming courageous and saying things you don't normally say. That may mean you become a little bit more, have a little more humility and say less than what you normally say. There's no blanket statement or answer for how to lead your life. Although today I'm going to pull some cards and hopefully that'll give you a little bit of a reflection for yourself of what you need to focus on. And we're going to go through each of these energies of going through the reflection energy and what you need to focus on there, the releasing energy, what you need to focus on there, and then of course the renewal energy, right? And once you get to the renewal part, that's the time where you renew the commitment to yourself. Remember, this is Me First TV. So everything I'm talking about is in reference to the relationship with yourself. Because if you take care of that relationship with yourself, that relationship with your physical self and with that spiritual self, which is really the bigger self that includes sort of all of us, right? And you renew the commitment to being the best version of yourself, to shining your light as brightly as you can, to walking in alignment with your highest purpose. If each of us does that, then we are destined for beautiful things. Okay. All right. Um, Okay, so um, when you are renewing and when you're making this commitment to yourself, I want you to think about the boundaries that you have to set in order to follow through with the promises that you've made with yourself. And that, that in itself is a whole other discussion because we make promises to ourselves all the time and then we deny ourselves and don't follow through all the time. And there are many reasons for that: limiting beliefs, blocks, lack of motivation, ADHD, whatever the case may be. Okay, whatever the reason, we consistently let ourselves down. And when you are letting yourself down, it is really hard to build a relationship with somebody else or build a relationship with your career. It is hard to, really build a foundation. Like you and your relationship with yourself and your relationship with your higher self, that's your foundation, right? And then everything else you build in your life, relationships with people, relationship with your children, your work, everything else, that gets stacked on top of that foundation with yourself. So if you don't have a solid foundation with yourself, and if you don't trust yourself or believe in yourself, then you are consistently trying to put pieces on top of that foundation, trying to fix the the awkwardness, right? It's like a table that has one leg too short. You're kind of constantly trying to stick something in there to make up for the difference, right? But really what you need to do is you need to build a new table or buy a new table or it's not the table, it's the table that's the problem. It's not, you have to fix the foundation. Okay. And so we want to stop adding things to fix it from after. We want to start with the actual true foundation, which is the relationship with yourself. Okay, I hope you followed that. I know that was I kind of went, ooh. But if you're still with me, thank you. And if you, oh, wait a second, did I turn on the chat so I can even see if people are chatting? Oh, hi, oh my goodness, yes. Hello, Sarah, hello, Linda. Okay, so here we go. Okay, now that I've given you uh, a little sort of summation of what we're going to be talking about today and what's important for you to do as you start reflecting and as you start moving towards 2025, I'm going to pull some cards so we can get a little direction from the universe and be like, well, what exactly do we need to take a look at? What exactly do we need to be aware of in this journey of heading to 2025 and through these tumultuous times? Like, how do we navigate this so that we can stay connected to our highest selves? Okay. So let's begin with taking 3 deep breaths. So you're going to do this with me, then we're going to pull cards. And all right, I'm going to try and keep this to a half hour. We'll see. Whatever. We'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, why am I shuffling? First, let's breathe. First, let me take a drink of my tea. Okay. Let's take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, you hold for 5 seconds, and then out through the mouth, you exhale and just release any tension that you might have built up in your body. Okay, let's set these intentions together. And hold. And release. Okay, breathe in. And hold. And release. While we're releasing, I really want you to think, just release all of that tension, any stuck, stagnant energy, just release it with your breath. Okay, here's the last deep breath. Let's make it count. And hold. And release. Okay. Now let's just do a little stretching. Okay, I like to do this because, in my pursuit of being a clear and open channel, I like to release any sort of stuck and stagnant energy in my body, right? And so that's something that you can do as well. Um, all you got to do is a little stretching. That's it. Just a little stretching, and then I'll just shake it out. Okay, Ooh, shake it out. Okay. Whew. Nice. All right. I feel better already. I don't know about you. Okay. All right. So now let's set our intentions for this reading, right? So you can set the intention that you want to hear whatever it is you need to hear. The messages that are meant for you will be there. And everybody has their own journey and everybody has their own story. So if it doesn't resonate with you, then I'm sorry if you were looking for something and you're not finding it. But there will be, if you're listening and you're drawn to listen to it, I'm sure that something in there will be for you that will give you a little kernel of hope, of motivation, or inspiration for you to continue, allowing all of the sort of rocks to crumble and trusting that it is for your highest good. And you are going to slowly piece those pieces back together in a way that's going to build a stronger, more resilient foundation and a more successful future for you. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I am going to say my prayer, and you can set your own intentions or say your own prayer or whatever in whatever way feels aligned with your spiritual beliefs. Okay? All right. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. I ask that the highest vibration of love and light connect to my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. May it be I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing me the signs and synchronicities through these cards and other messages in nature and music, movies, and through the words of others today and always. I appreciate you. I serve you, and I am grateful for any wisdom that you may have for me or for the collective on this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. All right. Hi, Mom. My mom's on. All right, so we're gonna pull some cards. Dudes, the energy is no joke right now. If you're into astrology, then you already know. I'm not sharing anything different. If you're not into astrology, well, it's probably good you don't know what's coming. There's like a retrograde, and I mean, there's a Mercury retrograde, there's a Mars retrograde. I don't know, there's some crazy stuff going on with the planets. Pluto moved into Aquarius. I don't understand it all, but I believe it because I feel it. There is some serious stuff going on right now. Okay, so let's see here. All right. We're going to start with reflect. Okay, so what is it? So tell me, Spirit, what is it that we need to reflect on right now for us to be able to step into alignment with our highest purpose for the highest and greatest good of all? Tell me, Spirit, what do we need to reflect on right now? Okay. Let's do one more. Okay, three more. Oh, it's kind of getting stuck. Maybe not. Let's just do that. Okay. Listening. All right, guys. Look at this. Can you see the card? Yes. Listening. Okay. So the number of the card is 53. Okay, which 5 plus 3 is 8 for anyone who pays attention to the numerology, right? 8 is the number of abundance. And listening is one of the things we need, and reflection is all about listening. Listen to your intuition, listen to that inner voice, listen to the patterns in your life, right? Like pay attention. Listening is also about paying attention. And reflecting is about allowing yourself to see the story and allow spirit to show you the way. Okay, listen, listen, listen. Let's see what else here. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the other two cards that I pulled for reflection is, look at this, the Wizard of Awareness, number 3. Okay, reflection, Wizard of Awareness. This time when you're reflecting, this is an opportunity, as I said from the beginning, it's an opportunity for you to take a look at, yes, your generational wounds that you are, contributing to potentially processing and releasing, but also the strengths of your generation. Also, all of the things that you have gained, all of the tools and the strategies that you have learned, the person that you have become because of what you have overcome in your life. You need to really, really be aware of all of the pieces and how they have contributed to building you up and what has contributed to tearing you down. And that discernment for the future is what's going to help you get to the next level. Okay, and now look at this. The last card is number 27, home. And home is about connecting with your truest self, right? It's like where you feel most at home, how you can show up in that openness of home. Home is feeling connected. Home is feeling seen and loved. And this is not about you finding your home in someone else, but it is about you reflecting on how you can create your home, your safe space for you to become the person you need to be, right? So I love this. So in your reflection, you are listening to the messages of spirit, telling you where you need to focus and where you need to go, right? This Wizard of Awareness card, again, really pay attention to how all the pieces have come together to create the person that you are. And I want you to take the time and honor that person and also decide what ways are you no longer going to react, in which ways are you going to change and shift, how are you going to move towards a more whole, complete, and connected version of yourself. Okay, because you need to become your own home. You need to become your own safe space. And that is what this reflection is about. It's to create your home, right? And I really believe, 2024 is like the old house, right? And now we're moving into 2025. So as you're reflecting, you're thinking, okay, as a personal organizer, we do this and we have helped people, move from one home to another, right? And what happens when you're moving? You take boxes out and you get a box where it's like, here's where you put donations, here's things that you're going to take to the new home, and here's things that are going in the trash. It's not even worth donating, right? And we need to do that with our belief system. We need to do that with how we treat ourselves. We need to think, okay, I'm moving to this next level, this next version of myself, this new house, this new home that I'm creating, this new foundation. So which, characteristics, which responses, which, wow, that feels really loud. Which behaviors, which beliefs are serving me and building me up, which relationships are supporting me and helping me to become a better version of myself, and which ones aren't, and what is not. So I want you to take sort of that proverbial box, right? And I want you to reflect on your life and really think, okay, these beliefs, these situations, these experiences, these people, right? I love them. I cherish them. They're a part of who I've become, but I can't take them into the next house. I can't take them to the next level because they don't serve me in the same way. It is not a mutually beneficial relationship or a nice energetic exchange. Right now, the energy that I'm bringing to my new home, the energy that you're bringing to the new year has to be the energy of love and kindness and compassion. It has to resonate with your highest self. And if it does not match that frequency, it needs to be left behind, donated, right? Like, in terms of energy, it's like you have to disconnect from energy that's not yours and let it be whoever it needs to be. Let them deal with the fallout of no longer existing in your life in this new iteration, or let those experiences that didn't serve you in your life, you can put them down and just say, I had this experience. It was a part of my story. It has contributed to who I am. And like it or not, I'm going to just accept it as a part of the journey. So it's kind of cool. Let me turn that. Okay. All right. So now let's move on so this doesn't go on forever to what you need to know about releasing. Okay. So as the collective, what do we need to know about releasing? Okay. Releasing in this next, what do we need to release to step in fully into our power? Like, don't you want to step fully into your power in 2025? I don't know, man. I do. I'm ready. I'm ready to step fully into my power. And why haven't I? I don't know. A million reasons. About a million reasons. That's a good song. I like it. Okay. All right. So tell me, Spirit, what do I need to share about releasing? What do we need to know? What do we need to release? Maybe that's it. Like, what do we need to release in order to step more fully into our presence and our power? Oh, card stopped. I love it. Oh, lovely. Love this card. It's the rock bottom card. Okay, it's the rock bottom card. But you know what I'm feeling from this card? The rock bottom card is like, we need to release the stories of how we're destined to be all the things that we think that are terrible, right? The stories of, the money stories from your family or the abuse stories from your life. And now listen, this is not invalidating the things that have happened to you. I really want to be super, super clear, because whatever has happened on your journey in your life is very valid. How you feel about it, whatever you need to process. I hope that you have the love and support and hopefully a professional to help you process if you have experienced trauma. Okay. But what I'm talking about is the things that we have a little bit more control over, the stories that we tell ourselves over and over again, how we beat ourselves up over and over again. I'm never going to be rich. I'm never going to be pretty. I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to be whatever. All that I'm never going to be is, you need to let it go. You need to release that. Okay? You were starting from scratch. This is rock bottom. We are all in the depths of despair in our own individual ways. And if you're not, I mean, amazing. I'm so happy for you. Okay, but if you're watching this and you're still watching this, you're probably there and you're like, I'm at rock bottom. And you know the beautiful thing about rock bottom is that there's only one way to go. It's going up. Okay, and I'm going to actually read you the rock bottom card. Where did I put that? Okay, number 10. And then I'm going to give you a couple more. Surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. Okay. And this is the releasing, right? Just release it. Those stories, the things that you tell yourself, the things that we all tell ourselves about, what's possible. You need to just be like, okay, that's what it is, right? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough love. I don't have the motivation. I don't see the possibility. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. Whatever you're in right now, if you have that, like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, the opportunity that presents itself there is for you to finally just release it and literally like kiss it up to God and be like, I'm done. I have no more suggestions. I have tried everything. When you have done everything in your power to get yourself out of the situation, solve your challenge, become resilient, and you're still just in a terrible place, that is the time where you need to surrender. Surrender to your highest self, surrender to spirit, surrender to whatever unfolds, and trust that it is in your highest good. Okay? As difficult as it may be to accept, it seems that you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction and a new strategy are called for. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear like magic, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way to a higher ground. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. This is letting go completely in trust, right? If you are waiting for a sign, if you are waiting for something to happen in your life and you are desperate to get a message, that is when you trust. And you trust that if I don't receive the message, I am trusting that it is not meant for me. What is meant for you will never be kept from you. And trust that what's around the corner is exactly what you need. But you have to hold that trust. And that's really hard. The rock bottom makes it a little bit easier because when we hit rock bottom, we're just like, I've got nothing left. I don't know what else to do. And when you finally stop trying to fix the problem and just trust that it's going to unfold however it unfolds and you're ready to face what comes your way, that's when the miracle happens. That is absolutely when the miracles happen. Okay. And now just pulling another card. Oh, ride the wave. Once again, releasing, ride the wave. That's number 14. And this is another card. It's like, just go with the flow. Just stay in trust, right? And so here's what happens. If you're staying in trust, you may be receiving bad news or not receiving any news, or, things are happening that don't feel great and you're not quite sure why it's happening. Ride the wave. Trust that this rocky road is the path that's going to get you to those clear waters, right? That you are going to like get on that wave and eventually you're going to hit the right one and you're going to take off and you're going to feel amazing. But in the meantime, it's just a really confusing up and down. You don't know if you're up, you don't know if you're down, you don't know if you're drowning in the water, okay? Just trust that another wave is coming. And at some point, you're going to be able to hit it and just hit that beautiful flow and ride that wave, okay? And the last card for releasing is movement, okay? Card number 28, and that beautiful ostrich, I love it, okay? And the card is movement, right? So in the releasing, when you are releasing, what I want you to understand and what this movement is that sometimes, like, you can set the intention to release something and just be like, I release it. And that's fantastic, right? If that works for you. It might not work, okay? So this little piece of the puzzle, this movement, the releasing really is in taking action in a different direction, right? So releasing is, I am no longer going to put the weight of my future on this belief. I am choosing differently. The movement is making a different choice. It is breaking the pattern. It is doing something differently than you have done in the past, right? That is how you release. If you don't, like, you can say you're releasing something, but if you're never faced with a situation where you have to choose between the old version and the new version of you, then you never get to embody that lesson. So in order to embody the lesson and truly release what you need to release, you are going to be, and if you don't face it, like if you don't have a situation where you seek out to release it and create a situation where you can physically make a different choice, the universe will, right? If you make a declaration and say, let's just say, I'm officially over this person, right? Like you're, having some sort of relationship situation and you're like, I release this person, right? In that case, then you have to, when they show up again in your life, right, you have to make a different choice than what you would have. And that choice has to reflect your intention of actually releasing them, right? And so what action, what movement are you making that's different from the last time? And if you can't make that different choice, it means you have not released it yet. The changing the pattern, the making a different choice, that is how you know that you've actually released those things. And listen, if you don't release it the first time or the 10th time, kindness and compassion is the key. Be gentle with yourself. But know that if you do not make a different choice and you find yourself in the same situation with the same person or the same experience and that same feeling over and over again, whether it's like feeling not valued at work or feeling not valued at home or feeling not valued in some other way, if you don't make a different choice that then empowers you, where you are giving yourself the value, right? Like if you don't make that switch, then then it means you have not released that need to get external validation. for example, okay? And if you want help with this, please feel free to reach out to me. As my son is calling me on the other line. He's upstairs. Okay, no emergency. All right. So now, finally, and I know this has been going on for a while, but if you're still with me, thank you. Thank you for still being with me. Okay, there we go. Let me just text my son because he's going to call me back to tell him that I'm online. If I can find this. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so now let's go into renewal. So what do you need to know about your renewal, about the renewal part of this, right? The renewing the commitment. What commitment are you renewing to yourself? And what do you need to keep in mind to be in alignment with the highest and greatest good? Okay, this is what we're asking in our hearts now. So Spirit, let us know. What do we need to know about this renewal for the next stage so we can truly be in alignment with our highest selves for 2025? Let's look. All right, here we go. Renewal. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, I'm just going to pull out the 3. Okay. All right, so the first card here is number 49, Talisman. Okay, Talisman. All right, so Talisman, this is about, and the way I feel about this card is this is about we're back to creating a foundation, right? But in the renewal, in your commitment, you have to have an anchor, right? A talisman is like a symbol. It's like a thing, right? And usually it's like a physical symbol for something, or it's like a physical thing that's a symbol for something else, right? And so in this case, this is about you deciding what is your anchor that is going to keep you on target and on track with becoming the person that you want to become for 2025, with staying in alignment with your highest self. What is that? How are you going to get yourself back to your foundation? What is your anchor? What is your reminder? Right? And I think it's really important when you are establishing a commitment to yourself, right? This is like, what is it that you are going to ground yourself to when you are getting distracted or when things get hard or challenging? You need to find something to hold on to in order for you to be able to get back to where you want to go, because this kind of journey is hard. It's not I decide that I'm going to be amazing next year, and then you wake up and you're like, wow, I'm so amazing. No, this is going to take practice, and it's going to take consistency. And every time you have negative self-talk, it's going to take you coming back and saying, no, I am not going to allow myself to disparage my character, right? And it's you changing the subject. It's you distracting yourself from the things that are hurtful or harmful to you, right? And that takes work, but you're going to need reminders. So what are your reminders? I don't know why my phone keeps ringing. Okay, but everybody's home and everybody's safe, so I'm not going to answer that. So thanks for your patience. Okay, the second thing in renewal, okay, look at this. I mean, come on, it's like I can't even make this up. This is heal the ouch, okay? Number 38 is the card, 3, 8. That's an 11, okay? And what that is a very spiritual number. It's a very spiritual journey, okay? In the renewal of the commitment to yourself, to your highest self, to your greatest purpose, you are going to be healing, and it's going to suck. Okay, it's going to suck because healing sucks. Okay, sorry to be the one to break it to you, but healing sucks. Okay, and why does it suck? Because it makes you look at all those parts of yourself that you don't want to look at, or that you don't know what to do with, or that you're ashamed of, or that you feel guilty about, or that you have been avoiding for years, or that you've been masking for, eons, right? And it's time for you to really take a look at those things. So if a trigger comes up, if something comes up for you in your commitment to becoming your best self, you have to heal that. You cannot ignore it anymore. If you have this little thing inside your head that's like, well, go make an appointment with a doctor, or, I really should make that phone call and talk to that person. I really should, whatever, right? You got to listen to that intuition. You got to follow through. That's part of the healing, right? It's listening to the whispers and validate them and saying, oh, if my inner guide is telling me that I need to go here or make that call or I need to do this, I have to listen and trust that it's doing that for a reason. And on the same token, if you are faced with a trigger or a challenge, it is your job to figure out what part of you do you need to heal, or what side of you needs to show up in order for you to navigate this challenge, right? Because all of us are hiding from the hurt, and we need to stop hiding from the hurt, and we need to just hug the hurt. We need to just be with it. We need to be okay with being hurt and whatever comes with that, and surround yourself with people who allow you to be with your hurt and who will love you through the process, because that's what we all need. And if you don't have that, you call me. I will listen, because I believe that everybody's process needs to be validated for them to truly heal. All right. The final card for this renewal, and this message from the universe, is the One Ring Circus. Okay. All right. Now, when I see the One Ring Circus card, I really think it's like kind of all about balance. And, but specifically with this, because we're talking about building your foundation, I want you to know that what this is that you can handle it all. That look at this. Okay, we're talking about building your foundation. And look at this right here. This is the foundation right here. And you have to build your foundation before you can let anyone else join your foundation, right? Like, you have to be really clear on who you are. You have to know what you want in your life and what you don't want. You have to set very clear boundaries. Now, look at this, right? Look how tiny that little island is, right? Nothing can fit there but whatever this person wants, right? In this case, it's the elephant, right? So on your little island, there's no room for things that there's no room for, right? Only things that make you happy, only things that feel good. Now, it doesn't mean you're only going to have good experiences and life is going to be hunky-dory and you just avoid things. Again, it's not about avoiding. It is about facing. It is about embracing. It is about accepting. And it is about choosing differently to move in the direction of something that feels better versus something that doesn't feel good. Okay. Let me read the One Ring Circus, and then let's see, One Ring Circus number 15. One Ring Circus. I'm going to read this one because I love this one. Is you are capable and competent, is what the card is. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. In the renewal, in the commitment with yourself. This is what I'm talking about. I love this. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationships, and it will attract the people who mirror back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. I love this reading for you guys. It has been really, truly fantastic. I know I've been on for quite a while today. I do plan on coming on and doing more energy readings, especially for December. I want to help you get your stuff in order for you to have the best 2025 possible. So if you want a personalized reading for the new year, or a personal strategy session so we can plan your future together, or even if you want a couples reading, because I do those, please go to my scheduler and book yourself an appointment. Go to calendly.com/jumpstart for change. The link is in the description if you didn't get that. All right. And you can also gift someone you love a reading or a personalized strategy session. So go ahead and do that if you'd like, and reach out to me if you need to get that. Aside from that, just look in the description for all the free stuff that I have to offer you. And that's it for today. I really hope that you have an incredible day. And I will be back for more energy readings, because let me tell you, December is like on another level of intensity. And I want to be here to support you through this, because I promise you, you've got this. And I will help you to make sure that you've got this, because it's not going to be easy, but boy, it just might be fun. All right. Have a great one.